What's up, guys? It's Jim with Awakened TCG, bringing you guys another One Piece card game video. Today we are going to be talking about OP08, and more specifically this leader right on screen now, Calgara, one of the new yellow leaders being included in the OP08 set. And basically the issue that is arising with this leader, and that's that this leader got printed with no support. So I think it's a big issue we need to talk about. This has never been done for another leader, really. If we're printing a leader for a set, we're always giving it support that's going to make the leader playable. This one, though, at least from what we're seeing, and I think what's basically been confirmed, this leader is basically just getting spat in the face and completely ignored, and we need to talk about that. So let's start it off with this leader effect. If you have not seen this leader is coming out in OP08. Let's just go ahead and see what it does. Going to be a 5,000 power, 5 life standard yellow leader with the Jaya, Sky Island, and Shandora Warriors type. Going to read Dawn X1 when attacking. Put a Shandoran Warriors type character from your hand into play that has a cost equal to or less than the number of Dawn you control. Then, if you played a card, put the top card of your life into your hand. So this effect is awesome. When I saw this effect, I was really excited. This looks like a really fun leader and a really cool way to make like an aggro yellow deck, right? Like if we're on 5 Dawn, we can put 1 Dawn on leader, swing 6 while we play a 5 cost character, and then have 4 Dawn left over to play another character. That sounds nuts. This leader sounds really strong on paper, but obviously it is specifically locked to the Shandoran Warriors archetype completely, because those are the only ones you can play off of this leader. Very similar to a Vegapunk or an Iceberg. So let's go ahead, and before we even get into the new stuff, what did we get from the old sets? First up here, let's look at these cards we have. This is the current existing Shandora Warrior support. So right here we have our first Shandora Warriors card. It's going to be Rocky. Rocky is not really a card we'd be playing, I don't think. It's going to be a 1/1, 1,000 counter, and then it gains a blocker if we have another Shandian Warrior on board. Which is just Shandoran Warrior. It's done either way. But basically, yeah, we're not playing this card. You wouldn't want to play this off leader effect, as you want more value, right? You want to play bigger things off of your leader effect. So, I mean, maybe you play this card, but you know, this is not making the archetype good or playable. Next up here, we got Braum. Braum is a 3/4 with 1,000 counter. Another Shandian Warrior, going to be activate main once per turn. You can place 1 stage with the cost of 1 at the bottom of the owner's deck, and then rest up to 1 of your opponent's characters with the cost of 4 or less. It also has trigger. If you have 2 or less life cards, you can play the card out for free. So this card's cool. The 4K stat line is very weak. 4Ks aren't lasting long in this game. You attack with them once and they're pretty much gone. But the one thing I will give Braum is he has a pretty good effect. There's a lot of significant 4-drops in the current meta, whether it's black decks playing Moria, playing out these 4-drops, or it's, say, a RP Law with pretty much the entirety of the deck being 4 costs. Being able to rest one by bottom decking the stage is very, very strong. Obviously a pretty weak body, but I think it's good. Another card that's not making the archetype, though. And if you're wondering what stages we're talking about, this is the only stages that this leader, as of right now, can play. Hopefully, he's getting a new one in the new set, but we have not seen it yet. So this is going to be Upper Yard. It's a 1-cost yellow stage on play. Look at 5 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal 1 Sky Island type card, add to your hand, and then the rest at the bottom. So it's a stage searcher that searches once on play, and then it just sits on board. But these cards are now making use of this stage that's useless on board after the fact. That's basically the idea of the archetype. Let's see what else we have here. We have Kamakiri, is the same exact stat line, same exact trigger as Braum, but it's going to be activate main once per turn. You can place 1 stage with the cost of 1 at the bottom of the owner's deck. KO 1 of your opponent's character with the cost of 2 or less. So this is a lot weaker of an effect. I don't even know if you're playing this. Like, there's not a lot of significant 2 costs. I guess if your opponent preemptively played like a Gordon on board, they're playing RP Law, you can like pop it with this. But I mean, that's not exactly the strongest play ever, and it's not winning us a game anytime soon. Again, the 4K stat line is just not enough for an archetype that's trying to go aggro, unfortunately. So next up here we have Gembo. Gembo is just a 3/5 vanilla. I actually like this card, right, because we can go first on 3 Dawn. You know, you can swing 8, play this, play a 3/5 out. You know, we're going aggro. Or you can swing 6, play 2 cost out. I don't know what 2 costs we're playing, but it's not bad, right? If we're going aggro, getting 5K bodies on board is good. And I think the only card that is even worth mentioning that's like really strong for this archetype is right here, Wiper. Wiper is a 5/7 with no counter, another Shandoran Warrior on play. You may place 1 stage with the cost of 1 at the bottom of your deck. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal 1 upper yard or Shandoran Warrior type card, add it to your hand, then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So pretty much it converts one of these 1-cost stages into another search, which is really cool while being a 7K body. That's really strong because if we're, you know, we're on 5 Dawn, we can swing, say, 7, play out a 5/7, do this effect, search, and then, you know, for our remaining 3 Dawn, maybe play this out. Hopefully we have stronger cards than that, which is what OP08 was needing to provide. But the vision was there. This was going to be a really cool, strong aggro deck that I think was going to be a lot of fun to play. I'll talk about this one last card. It's not really worth mentioning, but if you needed another 1-cost stage to bottom deck, this is your only other option. It's going to be the Arc Maxim. Activate main once per turn. You can rest the stage in one of your Enel, so you need an Enel on board. I'm almost positive the only character Enel you can play is the 7-cost Enel, which realistically you don't want to rest. So there's that, and it's going to be KO all your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less. This is pretty unplayable in a mono-yellow deck, maybe in a black-yellow deck, but realistically we're not really playing this card. So we need another stage is the thing. But let's go ahead and see what this leader that is clearly locked to Shandoran Warrior and would not be good if we did not get more Shandoran Warrior support. Like, these cards are not it. The only one that's good is Wiper. We need more support. Let's see what we got. So we go to One Piece top decks right here. They actually have the entire OP08 set right here. These white spaces in between are cards that have not been revealed yet. And as for yellow, yellow has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards that have not been revealed yet. Hopefully we get a stage in these last 2 here, but realistically, I think we usually get 3 events per color, so I wouldn't hold your breath there. So 7 cards left. Let's see what the current support we do have before we get into that, though. So first up here, we've got the first 2 cards that were revealed to support this archetype. We've got another Wiper card. It's a rare. It's going to be a 4/5 with 2K counter. That's always very good. Now we can swing with this body and its good counter. It's going to be on play. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Reveal 1 upper yard, then add it to your hand. Then put the remaining cards to the bottom of the deck. And then play that upper yard from your hand. So it's kind of similar to Ohm and Holy in that aspect. But instead of playing a character out, it's now playing the 1-cost stage out, which is good, especially for a 2K. This is a good start. It's another Shandoran Warrior we can play, so that's awesome. This is a great start to the archetype. And then we got Montblanc Noland here is a 5/6, 1000 counter on play. If your leader has Shandoran Warrior type, obviously right now that's only Calgara, and you have a Calgara character in play, you can add 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life. So one thing to note about this card, this is not a Shandoran Warrior, so you can't play this off leader effect. You can only play this out for 5. And you have to have a Calgara on board specifically. Now, what cards do we have with the name Calgara? There is actually only one, and it is right here, the namesake of the deck, the leader, which usually, mind you, is going to be the SR. For instance, Bonnie in OP07 gets a Bonnie super rare. This leader gets a vanilla after the leader. That is insane. I don't know if that's ever been done, and it's pretty disrespectful to the archetype, but Calgara gets a 6/8 vanilla. Don't get me wrong, it's strong. On 6 Dawn, you can 1 on lead, swing 6, play out an 8K. That's strong. And then we have 5 Dawn left to go ahead and play this Montblanc Nolan for our 5 Dawn remaining and heal that card that we just took from life. So this is a strong combo. However, if we're only doing this when we have a Calgar on board. Like, we can run 4 of these vanillas, great. That's good, but we need a little more to make this archetype playable. Now, what SRs did this archetype get? Let's go ahead and look. Big surprise, none. This archetype did not get any SR support. That has never been seen. I went back through OP01 through 7. Every leader has at least got 1 super rare to support the archetype. This is the first one that has never got that. You can argue maybe Isho in OP04 didn't technically get an SR, but he did get 5 cost Sabo, which works with leader effect, and he also got 8 cost Isho the set before, so technically he had it, but yeah, pretty much only ever leader not to get an SR to support them. That is insane. Not to mention, Yellow got 3 SRs, so this man had 3 chances to even get an SR support. Mind you, since we have gotten 6 colors in the game, since we have gotten Yellow since OP03, there have never been 3 super rares in 1 color. Because there's so many colors, you kind of have to disperse the 10 super rares every set throughout these colors, so there's never 3 given to 1. For some reason, this set, all 3 super rares are Egghead. This is the support Vegapunk that came out last set. Why are we coming out with 3 new super rares to support a leader that came out last set when we have a new leader to come out this set? I get we're on the anime and Egghead right now. We have 3 waifu cards. I don't exactly want to call S-Snake a waifu card. But, like, why are we getting these when Calgar is the new leader? This is completely, like, to piggyback off the current anime. And these alt arts are great. I like them. I even like a few of these cards in Vegapunk, but unfortunately I don't think Vegapunk's ever going to work, and they're just pushing it way too hard. You should never do this for an old leader that wasn't even good, and screw over a new leader that had a whole lot of potential. I'm really disappointed in that. Not even to mention, like, he didn't even get a rare. Calgar got... It's a SR, it's a common. And it's not even just a common, it's a vanilla. It doesn't do anything. That's crazy. I still can't believe they did this. I cannot believe that they did this. It's kind of incredible, actually. And, I mean, on top of that, Yellow is getting another rare, and it's not Calgar support, so that's another slot taken from a really good card that they can get. This is another Egghead support. And as far as other Calgar support, we get like this. We get Southbird. You can look at the top 7. I think that's that's the second top 7 searcher, actually. And play 1 upper yard from hand. So this whole deck is relying on like 1 stage, which isn't really good. And it also makes me think we're not getting another stage. And then place the rest at the bottom of the order. This is a 1-2. It's a searcher that searches a searcher stage. This isn't really good. I wouldn't be surprised if you don't even play it. You're pretty reliant on it, so you might have to. But unfortunately, that's not going to make the archetype good. So those are the only cards we've gotten, right? If you look at the breakdown here, we've gotten the vanilla here. We get Southbird that we're probably not playing. Calgara, Noland. And then we get this 1-cost event, actually, that I did not go over. It's right here. The Earth won't lose. Counter if your leader has Shandoran Warriors type, your leader or one of your characters gets plus 3k. Then play 1 upper yard from your hand. So again, a card that requires upper yard. All these cards are like requiring 1 stage that we can only run 4 of. Yeah, at the end of the day, guys, I'm just a little disappointed. Like, why are we making a archetype lock leader and then not giving it support? It was going to be so cool. Like, this is like a Foxy right here. Like, Foxy's locked to... He's locked to Foxy Pirates because he needs to have 3 Foxy Pirates on board. This is like if you made Foxy and you printed no Foxy Pirates and you didn't give him a Foxy Pirates SR. Would make the leader completely unplayable. Like, this leader's bad, but at least you could play him and have fun. I wish Calgar was like that, but unfortunately he's not. He is completely screwed. From what it is looking like, and this leader is pretty much in the dumps off rip. I guess what we can hope for, and what I think they're actually planning to do, which I don't agree with, they're going to give him an SR support in EB02, which is coming up after OP08, which is like okay, but you know, you want to play leaders when they come out. You don't want to wait for EB. So I'm gonna stop yapping, guys. Sorry, this is probably too long of a video. I'm just really disappointed. I don't know why this was the decision that Bandai made, but whatever. They're gonna prioritize the waifus and screw over these cool characters, and that's fine. You know, you got to make money. I get it, but I mean, we can at least give the guy an SR, especially if we're doing 3 in 1 color. But with that being said, that is going to be the video. Sorry for the long-winded explanation, guys. But yeah, again, just not really happy with this. And that is going to be the video. I'm going to get out of here. Peace.